Welcome to the another lecture of electronic devices. In this lecture, we are going to cover diode characteristics and diode testing using multimeter. So we all know that for PN junction diode, the current I is related to the voltage V by this equation, where I0 is referred as the reverse saturation current, V is the applied voltage, eta is a constant, Vt is the voltage equivalent temperature. So positive value of I means that the current flows from P to N side. The diode is forward bias if this V, the applied voltage, is positive, indicating that the P side of the junction is positive with respect to N side. The symbol eta is unity for the germanium and approximately equal to 2 for silicon. So the symbol Vt is defined as T upon 11,600. So at room temperature T equal to 300 degree Kelvin, Vt can be referred as 26 millivolt. So when applied voltage V is positive and several times of Vt, the unity of this parenthesis of this current equation can be neglected. So modified equation for the forward bias can be given by I equal to I0 e raised to power V upon eta Vt. So accordingly, except for the small range in the neighborhood of the origin, the current increases exponentially with the voltage. So when the diode is reverse biased, it means this V is negative for several times of Vt, so I equal to Ig. So the reverse current is therefore constant and independent of the applied reverse bias. So the I0 is referred to as reverse saturation current. So in this diagram, we can see that we are having two different cases. In first case, we can see the volt ampere characteristic of an ideal PN diode, where we can see that the current is increasing exponentially from the origin, and in reverse bias we are getting the value of Ig. Figure B shows us the voltage characteristic of the germanium diode redrawn to show the order of magnitude of the currents. We can note here that for the expanded scale of reverse current, the dashed portion of this particular graph indicates breakdown of Vz. So this is Vz of particular germanium diode. So we can see that for ideal diode, I0 is very low, and for germanium diode, I0 is quite high compared to ideal diode. So next is volt ampere characteristic of diode in forward bias and reverse bias. So if we talk about forward bias, the P side of the diode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, while the N type is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. So the potential of PN junction can be varied with the help of potential divider or resistance. So at some forward voltage, either 0.3 volt for the germanium and 0.7 volt for the silicon, the potential barrier is altogether eliminated and the current flows in the forward direction. So this voltage is known as threshold voltage or cut-in voltage. We can also call it as a knee voltage. So it is practically same as the barrier voltage, which can be represented by VB. When applied voltage is less than this threshold voltage or knee voltage, the current flows is very negligible. As the forward applied voltage increases beyond the threshold voltage, the forward current rises exponentially. So as we can see in the previous diagram, the current flows exponentially after the knee voltage. So from this diagram, you can see that the knee voltage, which is defined as the forward voltage at which the current to the junction starts increasing rapidly. So we can see that when a diode is forward biased, the forward current increases very slowly in the beginning. This is due to the fact of applied voltage used to overcome the potential barrier. So for the silicon PN junction, the potential barrier is about of 0.7 volt, whereas for germanium it is about of 0.3 volt. So when the applied voltage exceeds this knee voltage, the current starts increasing rapidly. So from this curve, we can take another concept of static and dynamic resistance of a diode. So it is observed that a real diode does not offer zero resistance when it is forward biased and infinite resistance when it is reverse biased. So this shows when a real diode is forward biased has a definite resistance, and the resistance is known as static forward resistance of the diode. This is defined as the ratio of DC voltage across the diode and the DC current flowing through it. So if we see from this curve, for taking a quite single sample, R of F can be calculated as Rf equal to Vf upon If. So if Vf is 0.8 and If is 16, then Rf can be calculated as 0.05 ohm. Similarly, instead of using static resistance, in practice we use dynamic resistance or AC resistance of the diode. The resistance offered by a diode to an AC signal is called dynamic or AC resistance. The AC resistance of the diode at a particular DC voltage is defined as the reciprocal of the slope of forward characteristic. So del IF is the change in the forward current corresponding to the change in forward voltage. So the slope of forward characteristic can be given by del IF upon del V. So RD or dynamic resistance can be calculated as the reciprocal of the slope in the forward characteristic. So RD is defined as del Vf upon del IF. Next is reverse bias of PN junction diode. So in reverse bias, P type is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, while N type is connected with the positive terminal of the battery. So the reverse potential of the PN junction can be varied with the help of potential divider or a resistor. So in this case, junction resistance become very high and practically no current flows through the circuit. But in practice, a small current in order of microampere flows in the circuit due to the minority charge carriers. So this current is known as reverse saturation current or reverse current. So from this figure, we can see that the reverse saturation current flows at the some extent. As the reverse voltage increases from 0, the reverse current quickly rises to its maximum or saturated value. So the slight increase is due to the impurities on the surface of the semiconductor, which behaves as a resistor, so hence it is obeys as a Ohm's law. So this gives rise to the current called surface leakage current or reverse saturation current. This is independent of the temperature but depends on the reverse voltage. So if reverse voltage is further increased, the kinetic energy of the electron or minority charge carrier become more high that they knock out electrons from the semiconductor. So at this stage, breakdown of the PN junction occurs. So there is a sudden rise of the reverse current. So now the junction is destroyed permanently. So that's why the after breakdown voltage VBR PN junction devices could not be performed their normal operations. So if we combine forward and reverse characteristic of a diode, so we got this curve. So we can see that in forward bias we are having threshold voltage, whereas in reverse bias we are having VBR breakdown voltage. So after VBR, breakdown occurs in simple PN junction diode that is called avalanche breakdown. So the avalanche breakdown occurs in the junction which are lightly doped and having wide depletion layers. So the electric field across the junction is not so strong to produce general breakdown. Even at the room temperature, some minority carriers are produced in the depletion layer. With the reverse bias, the electron moves towards the positive terminal of the battery. So at large reverse voltage, they gain enough kinetic energy to free the valence electrons from the semiconductor atom. Newly liberated electrons in turn free other valence electrons. In this way, the process leads to an avalanche or flood of the charge carriers and a very low reverse resistance. So the PN junction diode conducts a very large reverse current. So the avalanche breakdown can be seen here after VBR at large voltage that is applied in the reverse bias. So in this particular slide, how the temperature affects the diode VI characteristic. So from the experimental data, we can observe that the reverse saturation current increases approximately 7% per degree centigrade for both silicon and germanium. So from this we can conclude that the reverse saturation current approximately doubles for every 10 degree rise in temperature. So if I equal to I01 at T equal to T1, then the temperature T I0 is given by I0T equal to I01 into 2 raised to power T minus T1 upon 10. So which shows us it doubles for every 10 degree rise in temperature. So if the temperature is increased at the fixed voltage, the current increases. But if we now reduce the voltage, then I may be brought back to its previous value. So it is found that either silicon or germanium at room temperature, del V upon del T is order of minus 2.5 millivolt per degree centigrade. So in order to maintain a constant value of I, it should be noted that mod of dV upon dt decreases with increasing temperature. So this particular symptom can be shown through this figure. Now the testing of diode. The testing of diode is quite simple. So if a digital multimeter is used in diode checks function, a specific known voltage is applied from meter across the diode. So with the diode check function, a good diode will show approximately 0.7 volt or 0.3 volt when forward bias. It is 0.7 volt for silicon, 0.3 volt for germanium. So when clicking on reverse bias, the full applied testing range will be seen on the display. So in this diagram, we can see this effect. Similarly, forward or reverse bias test for an open diode gives same indication, that is OL, that is open, on the display. For the sorted diode, for forward and reverse bias, we get same 0 volt reading. So what next? We are covering the theory of conduction in diodes.